Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this epic podcast. This is a place where you are encouraged and you have absolute freaking permission to unapologetically go after all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your things on your vision board, like everything that your heart desires. I'm your host, Angharad, the High Vibe Babe, and I believe that we're all in this life to expand and experience our wildest dreams. If one of us can have it, then we all can. So that is the aim of this podcast. Each week I'll either be going solo or have guests with the aim to inspire, uplift you and give you the tools for you to live your most epic AF life and business possible. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @HighVibeBabe. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey beautiful, Angharad here, High Vibe Babe, a spiritual business coach, and I'm very excited this evening. So I'm feeling like really wired. It's like 10 p.m. and I'm meant to be like tired right now, but I'm not. I had a Zoom date with my sister tonight. We do Monday Zoom nights during isolation. We just watched the third of the Twilight series. So now I think we have 2 more to go. Anyway, we do this every Monday night and it was really lovely because on Zoom you can have like each other's faces and you can be watching the movie. It's like really nice and you like really feel like you're there because when someone coughs, they're there, and then like you can stop and like have a bitch about this, like how this person is doing the weirdest facials or how that is ridiculous. It's really funny. It got me thinking today after some conversations with some clients today. I was really decided to actually have a bit of a shame wag about this thing that can be really difficult to talk about, right? And it's something that we don't like to face and don't like to always shine a light on this area, because as much as we think we don't, or we think we've come a long way, other people's opinions can have a massive, and do have a massive effect on the way we think about ourselves, the way we talk about ourselves, the way we feel about ourselves, the way we restrict ourselves, the way we don't do the things in the timeline that we want to because of someone else's opinion, right? And with this particular client, we were talking about how some family members really didn't agree with their lifestyle, and some people in their lives that were making decisions about, like in a relationship and stuff. And it's really interesting to witness someone else go through things that I really, really, really went through, a year or so ago when I was really mapping out and changing a lot of things in my life, because as we change and as we shift, like we become like this massive boat in a tiny harbor, and we like create some serious fucking waves, right? And it can really be uncomfortable for everyone around us, because we're like, yo, I'm over here and I'm changing things because I want a better life and because I just want to do me. But you can be met with a whole stack of resistance, right? Like a whole buttload of it. And it's not always fun to navigate. And I just wanted to be here and tell you that I've been through this, but I made some really serious moves, I guess, in regards to other people's opinions. If people don't support you, you don't have to have them, firstly, in your life, right? And secondly, if you love them and you still want them in your life, you just need to remove the permission they have over you. And this is all internally in your own world, right? Because often, I hate to call out on it, but I'm going to do it. Most of the things that you think other people are thinking is just hypothetical. They haven't actually said the things to you. You're doing it I get it, honestly. We gather the evidence based on past events as to what they would say or what they would think or what they would do on the thing we want to do or the thing we're doing or what whatever's going on. But they haven't actually said it. They haven't actually messaged us. They haven't actually emailed us. They haven't actually walked up to us or given us a phone call and been like, girl, who are you to be doing this, right? Like, it's just what's happening is it's your own internal world, your own fears, your own worries, and you're projecting it onto someone else in your mind, your mother-in-law, your sister, your best friend, your whatever. You're projecting your fears as in it's their opinion in your brain, and they're saying these things to you or they're thinking these things. We know they're thinking it. They're thinking it. We know they are. Do you resonate with this? But what's actually happening is they're thinking this about you, but it's all just happening in your head. So that means that it's in your control as to what power it has over you. And this is exactly how we can give our power away to people when they have no freaking idea that we have given our power away to them. Because they're not involved. It's all in our head. And look, I get it. Past events, real events, like current events, they can still say these things, right? And so there's like, you know, two types. Rachel Hollis talks about it. There's hypothetical, and there's, if you don't know who Rachel Hollis is, she's like the bomb. I love her so much. There's two types of people's opinions. One is like hypothetical, which we sort of just went over, and the other one is a real opinion. They've actually walked up to you, they've seen your text, they've done a phone call, they've whatever, and they actually said to you, like, I'm really not happy with you doing this, right? But at the end of the day, other people's judgments, other people's opinions, other people's viewpoints is all subjective to their conditioning. It's subjective to their emotions at the time. It's subjective to their own fulfillment, because I mean, I'm sure you're going to resonate with this, right? There's people in your life that love you and support you no matter what you do. And there's also people in your life that don't love you and support you no matter what you do, right? So that means that it's subjective. People who are going after their own dreams won't ever try and cut someone else down for going after theirs, right? But people that are unfulfilled in their life, people that are really stressed, like, I'm sure, like, so many things are coming to my brain right now, but you know, like at a supermarket, some people are just, some checkout people are having a bad day, and they just, or the customer even is having a bad day, and they let it rip on the person just feeding us, right? And they just like get absolutely scorned for no actual reason. And that's not necessarily that you're a bad person, or that the person being the mean person is actually bad. It's just subjective to their current reality and how they're feeling and how they're processing things and what's going on in their family home, and if they're struggling to pay their bills, and if their car broke down that morning, and if their boss is being a dick, right? Like, it's everyone else's opinions that are projecting it onto you. Firstly, it is so subjective to what they're going through in their life, firstly, right? And the second thing is, it's honestly none of your business. What they think about, what they say, how they view you, everything, it has nothing to do with you, because judgments, when we judge someone else, it's just a past hurt of our own. I'm not sure if you've read the book called Judgment Detox by Gabby Bernstein. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's triggering as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I thought I was a relatively unjudgmental person until I read that book, and I was like, oh snap. Oh, that was hard to read. And the book taught me that so many things, but the biggest thing is that anytime we judge someone else for anything, whether it's their body, whether it's the way they talk, whether it's the car they drive, whether it's what they're like with their kids, whatever it is, it's all just an internal hurt. It's an internal security. It's an insecurity rather. It's some sort of trauma that's gone on with us, and we're projecting it onto someone else. So anytime someone ever has a judgment, anytime anyone's ever a dick to you, it's just about when we can learn all these things for ourselves within our own lives, and we can heal our own trauma, and we can figure out why we're judging, we can stop being addicted to other people, and we can start being in control of our own reality and making our own happiness and making that literally like our full-time job. Like, it's our responsibility, our emotions, our own responsibility with parenting. This reminds me so much. I used to say to my kids, when Joel hit Clara or when he was mean to her, I'll be like, you need to say sorry to Clara for hurting her feelings. Who else has done this as a parent? Yeah. Well, if my daughter's upset with my son who said something that's bad, sure, he shouldn't have said it. But all I'm teaching her is that when someone says something mean to her, that it's their fault. How she's feeling is their fault, not hers. That's not building a resilient child. That's not building an emotionally intelligent child. That's not creating a foundation for my child to see that someone else doing something mean to them. It's like another full step on, like, person who bullies a person is just being bullied, right? A bully bullies people. An unhappy person wants to make other people unhappy. Likewise, happy people want to make other people happy. They want to share their goodness. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that's not teaching my child resiliency. That's not teaching my child the big perspective. That's not teaching my child how to not do that to other people, right? How to not project her own things onto someone else, because how we feel is our responsibility. Anyway, I've gone like way off topic, but other people's opinions, it's when you piece it all together, and when you can fully understand and have emotional intelligence, and when we can understand why we judge other people and heal the trauma and all the things, when we understand that for ourselves and we embody it for ourselves and integrate it into our lives, it means that when someone else does it to us, when someone else throws a comment, when someone else doesn't like what we do, when someone else like straight up hits us up and they have like a full-on different opinion, because we've done it for ourselves, we can then go, that's fine, that's their world and this is mine, and it's just a projection. It's honestly nothing about you, ever. It's always about them. It's always about their internal happiness. It's always about their fulfillment. It's always about their past hurts. It's always about how stressed they are at the time. It's always about their relationship. It's nothing to do with you. Ever, 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 ever. How's that feel? Have your opinions, has your opinion on other people's opinions of you changed? Because then the next thing to understand, once we understand that and grasp all of it and integrate it into our lives, we realize that no one else has to be in control of our life. And this is, I always sort of find myself saying this, but to be honest, this is one of the foundations of why I've been able to change so much about my life in the last, 18 months. 18 months. Because I always felt like other people were in control of me. That I had to be in their box. That I had to please people. That I didn't want to rock the boat. That I couldn't be too intense. I didn't want to let myself out. I didn't want to be too happy because the people around me were like low vibe. Also, side note, funny, so friggin' hilarious. On a podcast interview the other day, someone was interviewing me for the podcast. And she was like, have you always been the high vibe babe? And I was like, no, I used to be a psycho babe. Fun fact, I'm a manifestor in human design and my not self theme is anger. And I had a lot of anger, like a lot of anger. I didn't always let it out, but on the inside, like I always felt like I was always putting out a fire, like all the time. And it was just like my massive sign that I was so out of alignment with like what my soul's here to do and what's making me happy and where I want to go and the things I want to experience and all the things. But I just remember feeling so caged, so restricted, and it wasn't one person, it wasn't something someone ever said, it was just this massive feeling that I wasn't entitled to be in control of my own life because I had given away all my power to other people and to circumstances and to past hurts and to hypothetical opinions in my brain that I thought other people had. So if this has been your story, if you're resonating with this, then I highly recommend for you to like, let it the fuck go. Because it is not serving you. You are the only person who can control your life. You're the only one who is like destined to man your own ship. And you have the entitlement, you have the power, you have the resiliency, you have everything that you need to actually do what your soul came here to do. But you have to take ownership of your own life in every single area. Well, I'm sending you so much love. And I hope you've enjoyed my rant about other people's opinions. And I will see you again very soon. If you have enjoyed this episode, I would adore if you would screenshot it, chuck it up on your stories with your favorite takeaway moment, and tag me at High Vibe Babe on Instagram so that more people can see this and get this content and get this message out there to really shape and change and impact other people's lives. Do you desire to be around more high vibe women who really get you, who encourage you, who like support you no matter what? Yeah, well, guess what? I have a place that you belong. It is called High Vibe Babes Community. It is a free Facebook group and I would love to have you in there. There are so many free trainings and epicness in this group, so please get your booty in there. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to this podcast, do the reviews, the rating, the stars, all of the things. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to chat with you on the next episode. I'm sending you all of the vibes and all of the love. Over and out from Angharad, the High Vibe Babe.